Good morning, guys. It's William with Patriot Containers. Yesterday, I was reading some complaints on these companies that I warn you guys about, and I learned something new. And I'm never amazed at what the shenanigans that these companies are doing to their buyers. Quick briefing. I know I say this every single time. I say this because I want people that are seeing my videos to know that I'm a credible person that's been around a lot longer than some of these companies I'm warning you about. So I've been selling containers for 12 years. I've owned my own business for 10 years. And in those 10 years, I only have 3 complaints from 3 people that clearly never bought a container from me. They were mean to me and I was mean back on the phone and I got a complaint. I don't have any complaints from people that have bought a container from me, and I've sold anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20,000 containers. The reason why I don't have complaints is I always put my customers first and me last. And if I ever have a problem that I did on my own, or it was not the customer's fault, or it wasn't my fault either, I never make the customer pay for it. It's if the customer has done nothing wrong, as a company, you need to fix that and provide a real service. That's why I don't have any complaints. Another reason why I don't have any complaints is when I sell my containers, I tell the truth about what they are and what they look like. I deliver on the right days. And then when I show up, if they ordered a good used one, it's a good used one. If they ordered a good new one, it will be a good new one. And that's literally why I don't have any complaints, and all my customers are easy to deal with. It's harder for me to sell these because the lies that these companies that I'm warning you about are so great, and the truth doesn't sound as good as the lies. But in the end, if people are willing to listen and learn, they will, and they go with Patriot Containers, everything is fine in the end. So back to these videos, I've been sued by specific company that I'm warning you about, and other companies, and all bad companies do the same thing. They have salespeople that oversell it, completely 100% oversell with what they're selling you, and then they underdeliver everything, and every promise that they have given you is bullshit, and they're never accountable. And they have a system that protects their company first and puts you last. I used to work for companies like this 12 years ago. I hated it. And that's why I started my business. And I've been in business for 10 years. And people that go with me, that trust me, that actually understand, they're repeat buyers and customers instead of just sales. That being said, I've been sued by some of these companies because I used to read their complaints and put it on the internet. And some of the vocal things that I was saying was borderline legal, or I don't know. I just don't know. I thought I was reading information. But anyways, I still read these people's complaints. And I'm never amazed of what these companies do. And it's always evolving into something new. I mean, it used to be no warranties. Now everybody's saying lifetime warranties, and nobody honors warranties. It used to be, now we got money back guarantees after 60 days, but there's always a loophole of it's not really with what it says. And so now we're doing this cash on delivery, but we don't take cash, and payment on delivery. Well, if the company delivered on the right day with no lies and sold their product correctly, and then showed up with a good container, everything is fine, and then you process your customer's payment upon delivery. But if you show up with crappy containers, the customer's not going to want to pay. And if they haven't paid anything, they shouldn't be able to lose anything. So yesterday, I'm reading one of the newest complaints on these companies, and the guy did post pictures, and he was sold wind and watertight, which I keep warning people. Wind and watertight is not a good container. It could be the worst looking container you've ever seen in your life. And as long as it has no holes, it is wind and watertight. And that's it. That's it. It could be damaged. It could be as is. It could be wind and watertight. But it could be the rustiest piece of junk you've ever seen in your life. And that's what they delivered this customer, a rusty old piece of junk. Now, in his review, he says it didn't have holes, but when the doors shut, you could see light coming in, and that means water can get in. So, and I know the shipping line that they bought that container from because I have access to those containers too. I just don't sell them. So in this guy's complaint, he wanted money back. And he goes, look, you sold me an as-is container. I wanted wind and watertight. And the company offered him like $100 to $200 off. Well, when you have an 8,600 pound container that's covered in rust, $100 or $200 isn't going to change anything at all. I mean, you can't even paint the container for $100 or $200. So the customer says, no, I want $600. You sold me an as-is container. I want $600 off. And the company came back and said, no, we're only giving you $100 back. And what he said after that was, what would happen if I didn't pay for this container and I refuse it and send it back? And the company's response was, we will send you to collections. 12 years of doing this in the industry, I've never heard of a container company sending a customer to collections. I'm sure it's happened. I just never read that before. So what I'm trying to say here is, you got all after COVID, everybody doesn't want to pay by credit card anymore. Yeah, everybody wants to pay cash because they were told that a company will take cash. But if you call that company and say, hey, I want to place an order, but I'm going to pay cash, they're going to say, oh, sorry, we don't take cash. But what they'll do is they'll take your credit card and then run your payment on delivery, or when the container gets there, then you give them your credit card. But this guy clearly was delivered a horrible container, and he basically said, "What do I do if I don't accept it?" And their response was, "Send him to collections." To me, this is an all new low. I've been studying these companies. Man, I remember 10 years ago when I first saw that somebody had a 12-month warranty, but then you read all their complaints. He doesn't honor his warranties. He doesn't honor his warranties, and they're 3-year, 5-year, 10-year, 25-year, lifetime warranties. And it's like, when does it stop with the lies? They just keep getting greater and greater. You guys as customers must read complaints on these companies that sound so good. You have to. I know people aren't. That's why I was making my videos, to expose these companies on YouTube and the internet, and I had to take down the review videos, but now I can speak as the container industry as a whole. 90% of container companies don't do a single thing that they said they were going to do. Everything that they told you over the phone prior to your sale was magical, a sales pitch, and a lie. And they did all that to make a commission and to make a profit and move on to the next customer. Shouldn't be that way. Good companies aren't ran like that. So yeah, sending customers to collections because they don't pay for their containers because they brought you out a bad container. That's an all-time new low. Never heard of it till yesterday. I'm just amazed. Like, there's always a trick of what they can say to you to make a sale, but then how not to be accountable for anything. What's funny is I want to make a video about why Patriot Containers is so good. It just won't. I can't make 100 videos about that. It's very, very easy of what I do. I tell people the truth. I don't sell shitty containers. I schedule your container while you're on the phone with my driver. I have two phones. And I go, hey, I got a container going to this location. What day can you do it? And as long as you and the driver agree on the date, boom, it's on the calendar. And I don't purchase lower class junk for my customers. And I show up with the actual container that you bought, and it wasn't oversold. And we show up on the right day. That's what I do. That simple. I don't know how to make a long video about that. Why these companies have so many employees, so many departments, so much marketing, so much warranty departments, leak departments, customer service, shipping departments, all these people, and they can't do shit right. I just don't get it. Maybe it's my OCD. I have OCD. I like things to be in place to work perfectly and then get the job done. I don't know why these companies can't get it right, but I've been doing this for 12 years, used to work for companies just like the ones I'm telling you. You guys as customers, I hope you're finding these videos before you buy a container. You must read complaints. Don't pay attention to the good reviews. Those could be fake. They literally could be fake reviews to cover up all the bad ones that they get. These companies I'm warning you about, they don't have a system that protects you at all. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't work like that. They have a system and a sales pitch to take your order, and they are protected. And I'm just amazed. I just keep looking in farther and farther and farther into these companies and what they're doing to you, and it's just never ending. I just my only release to do something about it is to make these videos to try to help people from the warning signs. But you guys got to read these complaints. Look at the pictures of the containers that they sell to their customers on the complaints. I mean, it's bad. I mean, they're selling something that makes it look good in your head, but then they're purchasing the cheapest product they can for you, and they don't care if you don't like it. They just don't. If they cared, they would replace your container or not purchase you a bad one in the first place. But yeah, sending customers to collections. Wow, that's a new one for me. I also like educating myself because now I'm learning the competitors more, so I can tell people this while I'm on the phone and say, hey, watch out for these companies. This is what they do. Like look at these pictures. Look at their bad reviews. They send people to collections. They don't honor their warranties. Their warranties are patch kits or JB Weld. It's just horrible business ethic, and I just don't get it. But it is what it is, and it's always been this way. It's just getting a lot worse, and that's why I make my videos. I hope these videos can help you guys in the future. So that's it, guys. Don't go to collections. Back to this really quick. I created a customer protection agreement that if you can get your hands on this, this strips these horrible companies of all their rights. The only way that this can work is you have to send it to those companies, or any company you're buying from, to be honest. And I've already signed this document to make sales, and I've been running my business like this anyway, so I don't have to sign this. But for customers to feel better about their purchase, I would gladly sign this. It basically says everything that the companies that are trying to do wrong against you, if they sign this, they have no more rights of ripping you off. The only way this works is if the company signs this document and you have it, but you must pay by debit or credit card. I don't care if you pay 3% finance fees. The companies say they'll do a 3% finance fee for your card. or you can pay by Zelle and they'll knock off 3%. Once you pay by Zelle, you don't have any leverage on your money at all. So you must have the company sign this customer protection agreement, and then you must pay by debit or credit card. If they sign it and you pay by debit or credit card, give them your business. You know, if they don't sign it, you might want to really read this thing and go, why aren't you signing this? This benefits me as a customer, and you don't want to sign it. Like, I'm putting my trust in you. If you do not sign this, why are you not signing it? And the reason why is they don't have your best interest at all, and that's why they have so many complaints that you need to read. So anyways, guys, what is today? Wednesday the 25th. Have a good one. Bye.